Welcome to our BioTrack THC instructional video series. This is BioTrack Advanced, Product Template Creation. This video is primarily for production and manufacturing facilities. To create a new product template, we're going to start off by clicking on our Inventory tab. From here, we're going to go to our shortcuts and we're going to click on Products. Because we're creating a brand new product template, we're going to ignore this field for existing products. If we wanted to edit an existing product, we would start typing that product's name in right here, and it would bring up that relevant product, and we could adjust any of these details. This brand new product that we're creating, let's say this is a Blue Dream concentrate. Let's just say it's some Blue Dream diamonds. So in this first field here that says strain, I'm going to type in my strain. Because I haven't created any strains at this location, there's not any options in the dropdown. But if you are at a location where you've already created a bunch of strains, you would be able to select whichever strain you wanted from this dropdown here. Just a quick note, the batch-specific strain always overrides the product template strain, so make sure you take that into consideration. Now moving on to type. Because we are creating Blue Dream diamonds, we're going to select the cannabis extract for inhalation. I do have a video talking about product types and how to select the proper one when you're creating new products, so be sure to refer to that if you have any questions. Now we're going to enter the name. So let's say this is 1 gram of diamonds, and the strain is Blue Dream. Category, you can select from the categories that you have already created. So in this case, this is a concentrate, so we'll put that in our concentrates category. The tax category for medical users is going to be tax exempt, and the tax category for our recreational users is going to be cannabis tax. The medical label, we're going to just select default label, and the same thing for recreational. Now, if you have created a bunch of different label templates, you should be able to select those different label templates from here so that when your bud tenders are selling product, if it needs to print a label, it prints the right template for the right product. This icon preview is where you can set up a specific image for the product. I can show you briefly how that works. You're just going to click on the browse, and let's just pick this classic logo. And now you can see I've got a Bloom Classic logo that shows. Keep in mind this is very small, so having detailed pictures of flower bud isn't necessarily going to help your bud tenders. But, you know, something that's like a logo or brand can be pretty helpful. Your vendor is going to be from the list of vendors you have in your system. Let's just say TNT Ventures for this. Cost per unit, let's say it cost us $18. External barcode is where you can enter a barcode that is going to be specific to all of these product templates. Every item in BioTrack is automatically given a barcode, if you will. It's a lot number to track and account for it. So every batch is going to have a different lot number. This external barcode, though, gives you the ability to have a product-specific barcode that will, if you don't have an external barcode, you can also click on the Generate button, and it will create one for you. Now moving up to our Options tab here, the first option is Requires Inventory. That's definitely something we need for a physical product. If you are selling something that is like a donation or a service that doesn't require inventory, you can uncheck this. But for most of the products you're going to have in the system, make sure this requires inventory is checked. Because this is a cannabis product, we need to make sure marijuana is checked as well. Since this is a prepackaged 1 gram container of diamonds, we don't need to select requires weighing. But we do need to enter in the amount. So what we'll do is we'll click on this requires weighing and click off of it, and that forces BioTrack to pop up this usable. In the usable, we'll put 1 because it's 1 gram. Prepackaged flour, joints, diamonds, concentrates, those types of weighable products, you're always going to enter a weight in the usable field. For products like tinctures, edibles, drinks that have a milligram dosage amount, you're going to enter the value in the usable field in units. So, for example, in New Mexico, 200 milligrams equals 1 unit. So, if I had a bag of gummies that was 100 milligrams, usable units would be 0.5. So I would enter 0.5 in the usable field. We're going to deselect member discount and members only, make sure that's not checked. These are needed in certain situations depending on how your discounts are set up, or depending on if the product is available only to your members. Tax override exempt, again, same situation. It's for specific products if you always want to override that. I tell most of my clients never select this prepackaged marijuana. I will make a video specifically on how to use this prepackaged marijuana selection. If this is a prepackaged eighth, you don't want to select prepackaged marijuana here. You would put an eighth here and you would fill out the rest of this. Moving on to our next tab is ingredients. This is a field for you to list all of the ingredients in the product so that it can print on your label. This is most handy for edibles, or if you're a small shop making a lot of your own products and you want an easy label printing solution, BioTrack does that for you. Nutrition is the same thing. It's a large text field where you can enter all of your nutritional information into it. Allergens is for adding specific allergens to these product templates. This needs to be set up under inventory previously, and then you'll have the potential allergens available from this drop down, and you can select one, click add, or if you want to get rid of one, you would click on it and click remove. Miscellaneous is a tab that I frequently use for cannabis products when I'm printing labels, specifically for Deli flower. This gives you an opportunity to enter your manufacturer and producer of this specific product template, and that way it will print on your labels very easily. This ICS product group for track and trace purposes. So you would select which of these categories it falls into. Packaging info, again, is mostly for label printing. You'd put in the information about activation time, suggested amount to take, serving size, servings per container, storage instructions, and this will print on your label very easily for you. Again, this is all specific to the product template. So keep that in mind when you're making your products. Like, for example, if you've got a chocolate bar that indica version of it is made with milk chocolate and the sativa version is dark chocolate. Let's just say that you don't want to use the same product template for both of those because your ingredients would be slightly different and you'd want to list that separately on the label. Last one is custom product fields. This again is product specific. So if there's more information that you need to show up on the label or more information that you need to be attributed to a certain group of products, you can enter them in here. Now getting down here to the price point table, this is for our medical users, this price point table. The level specified, it depends on levels that you've built in your system. BioTrack usually comes stock with non-member and member. We have also created an employee discount in here, so you can enter the different values in the price point table for them, and that will apply them. So this location that I'm working for is pretty simple. They just have one level, so we just put everything on this non-member level. So for one box of these 1 gram diamonds, we'll just say it's $40. Okay, and then we'll click on price point table rec and add, and for every 1 unit from the per field, okay. And then usually what I recommend is to fill in this pre-excise amount, so $40, and then it's going to tabulate the price including excise here and the price including tax here. You can also use this backwards if you want a even number for your customers out the door, let's just say we want to tell customers it's an even $50 out the door. We say OK, and BioTrack will populate the excise price as well as the pre-excise price for you. So this is sort of the price before any sort of taxes, and you can see it's out to your decimals because that makes this nice and even. So we're going to say OK. And we're going to go ahead and we can hit save. And this will save all this product information for you. I'm going to have us create a brand new product for those bulk flour when you're selling deli style. So I'm going to click new and we're going to start again. This time, let's say we've got some GMO. The type for bulk flour is going to be flour lot. So we're going to call this Deli GMO. Category is flour deli. Tax category exempt. Cannabis tax. Label, default labels are great. The vendor, let's just say same guy, TNT. Cost per unit, let's say $2.80. Then we're going to come back over here to options, and we're going to make sure requires weighing is checked. We're going to uncheck member discount, and this is going to allow us to sell this by the weight. You can also fill out this field, manufacturer and producer, so that it prints on your labels, and you can make sure that you're providing all of the required data. Then let me show you in the price point table how we would do deli flour. So instead of the amount or the per being units, we're going to have the per in grams. So per 1 gram, we want to sell that at, let's say, $10. So, okay. And then we'll add another one. And let's say we want to sell an eighth for 25. And we can do this again. Let's say we sell a quarter for 40 bucks. And we can do the same thing with the rec table. Before I mentioned to you about the levels, so if this is a more complicated place that has this as their non-member level, if we want to do the standard member, we just switch the level and we'll go ahead and add this again. One, let's say it's only $8 for those guys. And it is maybe $24 for an eighth. Oops. Okay. And let's say it's let's say $38 for a quarter. And then if we go back to our non-member, we can see this is what our non-member looks like, and this is what our standard member looks like. If you just have one filled out, it will default to that. And we can also go to our price point table for rec, and the same thing. I'll show you it looks a little different. Again, per one. And then I always tell people again, you want to enter this in the pre-excise amount. So $10. Okay. It tabulates what it's going to be, including excise and post-tax. And you can see the fields have moved around a little bit now that we're doing it by weight. The whole purpose of putting multiple weights in here is for a lot of the e-commerce sites, they pull the information directly out of BioTrack. So if you just have a per gram amount in here, BioTrack will be just fine. If you buy, if I just have this 1 gram in there at $10 and I get rid of these, BioTrack will sell you 8 grams at the $10 per gram price. Not a problem. However, if you look at your e-commerce sites like Dutchie and I Heart Jane, they might just show your customers that you only have 1 gram available. And if you've got a customer that wants to buy an eighth, they're only going to be able to buy 3 or 4 grams. So by building out these different price point tables, Not only does it give the e-commerce more information to showcase and sell your product, it also helps you sell in higher quantities, and it does allow you to give quantity breaks and discounts. Thank you for watching our video, BioTrack Advanced, Product Template Creation. Please check out our other videos in this series.